evening. This is Michelle Quinn live from the Global Issues News. Tonight we are going to focus on women's rights, the progress we've made, and what obstacles we still need to overcome. For more news, I'll turn it over to my co-anchors.
Thank you. Many countries have experienced groundbreaking changes in regards to women's rights. However, there has still been a lack of progress in some areas around the world. Many women have fallen victim to the traditional and religious views of their own society. There have been many violations of what some consider to be basic human rights going on in countries such as Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, Congo, Somalia, Cook Islands, and many more.
Some rights that have been violated include social exclusion, genital mutilation, gendercide, forced early marriages, human trafficking, and not being allowed to own property or inherit land. Additionally, they do not receive equal opportunities with healthcare, education, and employment. A shocking 2/3 of the 780 million people that cannot read in the world are females. Also, only 17% of the parliamentarians are women, and they do not receive proper political representation.
Hello, it's Brianna Sutherland reporting live from India, where there have been riots in the streets to protest women's rights. 2 cousins were recently gang raped and murdered, causing many people to become upset. The Indian police were using water cannons to disperse the crowds in the streets. Back to you until there's further information. In 2011, countries were rated on a scale of 1 to 5 based on the occurrence of rapes. The countries that are shaded dark red and orange have the highest accounts. As you can see, in Africa and the Middle East, there were more reports. This goes to show that many countries still struggle in the area of women's rights.
Wow, that is some intense news. As you can see, there are some serious infringements of women's rights going on these days. However, we can't talk all about the bad things without mentioning the progress we've made. The Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women in 1979 was directed towards challenging laws and interpreting conflicts, which 186 countries have signed. Before 1911, only 2 countries allowed a woman to vote, and now it's almost universal.
Even in the U.S., women have made even more progress by being able to vote, get an education, and being welcomed into the professional workplace. Other advancements have been made in Morocco, where women have gained rights when in divorces or marriage. Also, India has accepted legal obligation to eliminate discrimination and sexual harassment. Mexico also put harsh laws against violence toward women. Many countries have made progress in the areas of education as well, trying to encourage young women to go to school. Over 200 schoolgirls were kidnapped by terrorists in a Nigerian village, Chibok, while in school. It is likely that the girls are being sold off as wives or being put into sex slavery. This just shows with progress, such as girls getting an education, there will be some that just ignore the women's rights and treat them as objects. Back to you.
As we wrap it up this evening, I hope everyone has learned a lot about women's rights. It is important that we stand by women's rights in order to have more equality and peace in the world. Also, with rights comes more education and working with people in the society to boost the economy. Keep all the suffering women around the world in your thoughts, but keep in mind the progress we've made thus far. We have accomplished many things, but have a long way to go. Stay classy, E-Block World Regions and Cultures, and good night.